Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's Cat's Corner, I'm going to be doing a tutorial using all one brand. And the brand that I'm using today is Wet n Wild. So Wet n Wild is a drugstore brand that I love, and I have used a lot of their products, but there are some products that I've never used. So I am pretty stuck on my ways when it comes to certain makeup products. Like I use the same concealers all the time. I don't like switching out my eyeliner because I just found what I love. It was pretty interesting filming this video. I am having a very rough makeup day. It didn't go as planned. It was really fun to film. I just really enjoyed getting to see my thoughts on all these products that I hadn't tried. So if you're interested in watching this tutorial, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first step we're gonna do is we are going to put primer on. The only thing that I'm not gonna use from Wet n Wild is my eyebrow product because I couldn't find it. I know that they have an eyebrow powder, but I couldn't find it. I went to Target and CVS and I didn't see it. So I'm just gonna use my own, but I'll do that later. So you're just gonna have to deal with my bald eyebrows. But the first thing I'm gonna apply is the Photo Focus Face Primer. I love this primer. I use it all the time, and I love using it in combination with the Wet n Wild foundation, which I also love. So these are two products that I use all the time and that I know I love from Wet n Wild. And I love that this is so cheap. I think this is like $3. So I use it with other foundations as well, but I do love using it with the Wet n Wild foundation. I like that it I know it's like a photo focus foundation, so it helps with pictures, but I do think it fills like my pores and fine lines, and I feel like it evens out my skin tone like really well. So I'm just gonna put a little more. So like you can see, I have like a lot of redness on my skin, but this primer really helps kind of hide that. I mean, it's not like the best primer I've ever used, but it's definitely one of my favorites. So that's something I use all the time. I love that Wet n Wild is cruelty free. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go in and apply is the Photo Focus foundation. I'm in the color Gold Beige, and I love this foundation. I use it all the time, especially if I know that I'm gonna be out for a long time and taking pictures. Like I was in 2 weddings, and every single wedding that I've been in, the 2 weddings I was in, I used this foundation because I knew that I was gonna be busy all day long taking pictures, and this foundation stays on for a long time. I'm sure you guys have seen a bunch of videos on this foundation because it kind of like blew up when it came out. The only thing I don't like is the applicator. Okay, so for the next thing that I'm gonna do is concealer, and I'm kind of nervous about this because I am a full coverage concealer kind of person. I love Tarte Shape Tape. I never use any other concealer ever. I always use Tarte. And before Tarte Tape Shape came out, I used the Hard Candy Tattoo Cover Up, and that was like a extremely thick concealer. So I like really thick concealer because I have like huge bags. And this concealer is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I've never used this. I have high hopes for it though because all of the Photo Focus items so far in the Wet n Wild line are pretty good. But the packaging looks like this. Let's see how, I got the color light medium beige, so we'll see how it works. I've heard this is like not that full coverage, so we're gonna have to put a lot. Okay, so far I already hate the applicator because I think it's because I'm so used to how big the Tarte applicator is, because this is like super tiny. But this is in the color medium beige, like I said, and I think it's an okay color. The other color before this one was like extremely light, so I couldn't get that one. And then the one after this one was really dark, so I felt like it was, like this is so close to my skin color. That's the only thing I hate because I like brightening up my under eye, and this just looks like my skin tone. Okay, so it blends out super nice, like really, really nice, but it's definitely not full coverage. Especially for me, it's on my under eyes. Like I feel like this would be a really nice concealer for blemishes, but for under eyes, no. Like I'm gonna need a bunch more of this. Cover up some pimples. But I don't hate it. Like I thought I was gonna hate it, but I really don't. I'm gonna apply some to my eyelid too because I didn't get an eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild because I never use eyeshadow primer. I just use like the rest of my concealer on my beauty sponge. Okay, so that is concealer. I definitely don't hate it, but like I'm not gonna replace it for my Tarte Shape Tape. But it's not terrible. So I don't have a loose powder from Wet n Wild. I do have the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I love this palette for the bronzer side, but I never use the, what's it called? The yellow powder. And then this one is my setting powder. So I'm just gonna use this yellow powder. And I'm just gonna take it with a Real Techniques. I don't know what number brush this is. Oh, it's the setting brush. And I'm just gonna use this. I know I don't think I love this powder to set my under eyes, because usually I use my Coty Airspun, and that one gives you like a lot of coverage, and I really like that. But this one, I mean, it's not terrible. Okay, so far so good, because like I really thought that the concealer was gonna just ruin everything for me. This powder is really nice because it kind of like glows, makes your under eyes glow a little bit. Has that like yellowy tone to it. Okay, I'm gonna start using that because it's not bad at all. Okay, so far I have the base of my face done, and now we're gonna go in and do the eyes. So for eyes, I have 2 items because I went to Target and CVS and they didn't have the Wet n Wild palettes, because I know they have, I believe, 2 or 3 palettes, but they were sold out at my Walgreens and Target. So what I did was I got one of the trio eyeshadows, and then I also have this Wet n Wild glitter pigment that I have used before. And I'm gonna get into what I feel about this in a second, but I've never used their eyeshadows. So yeah, I'm kind of excited and nervous. The problem is that they don't have any mattes in this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my bronzer. I really wish I could have tried one of the palettes. They were $6.99 because I saw the prices on there, but they didn't have any left over. Okay, so I'm not gonna use any of these brushes because how are you even supposed to use this? Okay, anyways, so let's go ahead and, so I kind of already set my upper eyes with my yellow powder from my, what is this, contouring palette, and I have the color Dulce de Leche. I know that there's another one, but this is the lighter one, I believe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take just a blending brush. This is the ones that come in the Anastasia palette. And before I do that, I do want to show you guys that these trios, it says that this top one is supposed to be a brow bone highlight. This brown is a crease shade, but it has glitter in it. It's not glitter, it's like shimmer, and then this goes for the eyelid. I don't like using any shimmer in my crease, so we're gonna take this Dulce de Leche brown, and we are going to apply it everywhere. Okay, so far I'm still applying bronzer into my crease. It's blending pretty nicely. I'm applying a lot just because I don't have any other matte shade, so I need this one to be like a really good base for me. Okay, so I'm done applying the bronzer to my crease, and for the brow bone highlight, I don't really like using a shimmer highlight, but for the purpose of this video, that's all I have. So I am going to use this brow bone pigment, but nothing's really coming out. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not my favorite. It's like an icy white with like specks of iridescent glitter. I hate using shimmer in my upper highlight. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I always like just a matte brow bone. But this brow bone is not terrible. Okay, so now I know I said I don't like applying shimmer to my crease, but I want to use every single one of the colors, so I am going to apply it today. So I'm going to take this crease shade. Do they have colors? No, they don't. I mean, there's only 3, so. And I'm just going to apply it to my crease to see if I can darken up my look. I'm just using a Morphe crease brush. These brushes I have from the Rose Gold collection do not have like names or numbers, so I don't know what it's called. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh, that just ruined everything. Okay, yeah. The color is not terrible. Like, they swatch okay. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. The brown is not terrible, but like I just hate using shimmer on my crease. Whatever, we're still gonna use it. It is shimmery, for sure, for sure. But but it is applying pigment, so I guess that's important to note. I just don't understand how people put shimmer in their eyelid. I mean, in their eyelid. I don't know how people put shimmer on their crease. Like, I feel like that just ruins everything. Oh, and I do want to note that the palettes that I have seen on Wet n Wild's website, there's like 1 or 2 mattes. So they're mostly all shimmer. So even if I would have gone to the big palettes, it wouldn't really have mattered because there's really not any shimmers in them. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to apply this pink, like it's a pinky eyelid color to my whole entire lid. I am going to be using this gold glitter on my whole eyelid, but I want to just see how this works and how it works dry and wet, so I can let you guys know what I think. This pink looks really pretty. It's kind of like a light rose goldish. I'm going to apply it dry first, and then I'm going to wet it. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. I would actually use that. Okay, so these are definitely pigmented. The only thing is that they just have, it's not glitter, it's just like a sheen of shimmer. Like a satiny look. But it is definitely pigmented. You can definitely see that. So let me, I guess I can apply this one wet. I'm going to apply it with the Wet n Wild setting spray, the Photo Focus one that I have. I love this stuff. And let's see. Okay, wetting it definitely enhanced the color. Oh, I'm impressed with these eyeshadows actually. I thought these were gonna like suck. I still don't like the brown for the crease shade, but I feel like that brown would be really pretty if you put it all over your lid because it's like a goldish brown. Okay, so right now my eyeshadow looks like a mess because of all the shimmer everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my bronzer again and just kind of buff out all that shimmer and add a little more matte just so that it can give it some dimension. That's the only thing I hate, is that this brown shimmer that I put in my crease is, I feel like, kind of ruining my makeup. Okay, my makeup is just looking so bad right now. And it's not because of the eyeshadows. Like, the eyeshadows are pretty. It's just that since there's no mattes, like, I just feel like adding that brown crease that I added, that brown crease color I added, just ruined everything. Whatever. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is this glitter. Okay, these glitters are like 89 cents, and when you touch them, they literally feel like tacky. They do already come with some sort of adhesive, but what I realized when I used this first, because I first wanted to use it just with my finger and apply it to my eyelid, what I realized is that you have to apply a glitter glue and then use a brush that has kind of like synthetic bristles like this one to apply it all over your lid. So I don't have a glitter glue from Wet n Wild, so I'm just gonna use my Tarte one because I couldn't find a glitter glue. So what I do is I just put a little bit on my hand and then I grab the brush and I'm just gonna put it all over the lid where I want the pigment. This stuff like dries really fast, so you kind of have to work relatively quickly. Okay, so I set down my glue, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush into the pigment. Okay, the thing with these things is that it's cheap. I mean, obviously it's 80 cents. And you start seeing all the glue, like, because I was literally dabbing my brush into this last time I used it, and you start seeing all the glitter go away. And all that's on the bottom is glue. But it does work if you apply it with a brush. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some on my finger and I'm just going to try and put it all over my lid. And I kind of, okay, this is not working out for me. It did last time, but I think I used all the glitter because all of this is glue. Okay, like if you look at my finger, this is all glue, no glitter. I think last time I used it, which was the first time I had ever used it, I basically used all of the glitter. This is terrible. Okay, so I do not recommend these. It's terrible. I only used it once. Where's all the glitter? I'm literally trying to like dig in every single vicinity to triangulate all the glitter. Okay, I'm gonna do my other eye because I'm running out of glitter and I still need it for the other eye. I look like a little girl with this glitter on my eye. I'm gonna try and use everything I can from this. But at this point, I think I'm just applying glue to my eye, so I'm gonna stop. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that because it's like really making me mad. Because I think all I'm applying is glue. Okay, so far, what do I feel on, we know that I love everything from the base side of things. I really like this concealer, but so far, these two things. This thing sucks, don't buy it, it's 80 cents. Buy yourself some glitter and put some glue on and your eyes will look better. I tried to get as much glitter as I could, but I think I have mostly glue on my eyes more than anything. Okay, so this little trio is not terrible, but I feel like you can't do an eye look with this all on its own, and that's partially my fault. I should have gotten the palette, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I do like the pinky color, so I think they're pigmented, and I think that they work okay. But in order to go on with this hideous makeup look, I'm gonna grab some more of this matte bronzer and put it in here. See if I can salvage. So far, my eyes look terrible, crusty from all this glue. Basically, they just look terrible. So that's that. Okay, so, oh my God, my eyeshadow looks so bad. Okay, whatever, we're gonna keep going. Okay, so for the under eye, I'm gonna use a bronzer again, just for like the initial color, and then I'll add the others. Oh Lord, let eyelashes fix this. Okay, now I'm gonna take this brown crease shade and apply it to the bottom of my lashes. I know I look crazy right now, but usually eyelashes can fix a lot of things, and so can eyeliner. But I am trying an eyeliner from Wet n Wild, so this could go wrong. But we'll see. Ow, something got in my eye. Probably all this glue in my eye. Okay. Now I'm going to apply some of this pink right midway on my lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some of this brow bone color and I'm going to put it in my inner tear duct. That's a nice color for your inner tear corner. It's like an iridescent. I should have just used this and not the glue. Honestly, if I would have just used this eyeshadow palette, I think my look wouldn't have been so bad. But so far, it looks terrible. Okay, I just wet my brush because I wanted to see how this brow bone color works wet, and I really like this color. All right, so my eyeshadow is honestly disgusting, but we're just gonna keep going. Okay, so after I started putting my eyeliner on, my camera stopped recording, so you guys did not get to see the end part of my tutorial. So I'm just gonna talk about each product like one by one and kind of let you guys know what I thought about them. So this is the look that I did. I feel like I look rough as hell. Like, this was hard. This was really hard because I feel like Wet n Wild has really good products, but just trying to use them all at the same time and only being able to use Wet n Wild was just really hard for me. And I forgot to buy eyeliner for like the bottom part of my eye, and I just feel like I look weird. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly walk through what I think about each product. So I know for sure that I love these two products. The primer and the foundation are something that I use all the time in my every single day life. So I love these things. They are great if you're gonna be taking pictures and if you're gonna be wearing the foundation for an extended time period. So I love that. As you guys saw, I did use these two eyeshadow products. This thing is trash. I think it's terrible. I used it once before and it wasn't as bad. Like I was able to get a lot more glitter pigment from it, but now it's all just literally like glue. So when I was applying it, it was just like tacky glue on my eye. And I just look like a 4-year-old that put glitter on my eyes. So I hate this. This is going in the trash and I'm never buying one again. But it was 80 cents, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. So this eyeshadow trio, the Walking on Eggshells, wasn't as bad as I thought. The eyeshadows are actually pretty pigmented. I mean, some color is on my eye, which is good. But for me, like eyeshadow is just one of those things that I will spend my money on. Like everything else, like foundation, primers, eyeliner, all that kind of stuff, I can do drugstore. But with eyeshadows, like I just can't. I haven't really found an eyeshadow palette or any eyeshadows at the drugstore yet that I feel that are great. So for me, I do spend my money on eyeshadows, and even like ColourPop. ColourPop has really good eyeshadows that are cheap and that you can save a couple more bucks for and get. Like I just got the Yes Please palette for $16 and this was $3.99. So I mean, you could save your money. The next thing I used was the eyeliner. So this eyeliner gave me a hard time because I usually use, let me show y'all what I use. I don't know if this part made it in the other video, but I'm still gonna show y'all again. Okay, so on every single day, I use the L'Oreal Linear Intense, and I've been using this for years. It's just what I know, and it's a very thin felt tip brush. So I'm able to make my wing as thin or thick as I want to make it. But with this mega liner, I feel like it's really hard to do that. Like, look how thick my eyeliner is. So I think for $2, it's not terrible. If you like really thick eyeliner, I feel like you would actually really like this. I actually think I used to use this in high school, and I never want to have as thick of eyeliner as I did in high school. So this is a kind of like, I might use it again just to see if I can learn how to use it. But if not, I mean, I just love my L'Oreal eyeliner and I don't ever want to use any other eyeliner. And if they ever discontinue it, I don't know what I'd do. So that's just okay. Okay, the next thing that I hated was this Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara. This thing was terrible. It did nothing for my lashes. It made me look like I had 3 eyelashes. I applied some on the bottom of my lashes and you can't even tell that I have anything. So yeah, this is terrible. And this was like $3. And I feel like there's so many mascaras at the drugstore that you could spend your money on. Do not buy this. It's terrible. And I don't know if I even told y'all what it's called because, again, my camera stopped working. Let me make sure this is recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. This is the Mega Protein Mascara. Don't buy this. It's terrible. Okay, so the next thing, oh, I didn't talk about the concealer. I kind of did. I told you guys that I actually really like it. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. This is really, really good. The only thing I don't like is the applicator, but I feel like it's actually not as bad of coverage as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I still love my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm never going to like stop using that. But maybe I can use that and a little bit of this to give myself a little more coverage, or so that I can use less of the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is cheaper. So if I can save product, that works. But yeah, I don't hate it. It's good for covering up blemishes too. So I really, really like this Photo Focus concealer, and I will be rebuying it. I really like it, which was interesting because I thought that was what I was gonna hate the most. That and the Walking on Eggshells trio, which I ended up not hating it as much as I thought. Okay, so did I talk about this? Okay, so I do like this Wet n Wild pressed powder. This is what I use to set my whole entire face. I use this every single day. I love it. I feel like this powder is just such a thin, kind of like, just a thin, perfect powder to set your face. It kind of gives you some sort of a luminosity and it doesn't make you feel super cakey, which is what I really like, because I didn't used to like setting my face because I felt like I like super dry because I have kind of dry skin. So I felt like it was just like cake face, but this works so well and it does keep my face semi-matte, and I love it. I was gonna buy the MAC mineralized setting powder, and I kept reading reviews that this was somewhat of a dupe, and I purchased it, and I'm so happy I did because I love it. So that is definitely a product that I love. Honestly, everything from the Photo Focus line from Wet n Wild is like really, really good because all of these things are from the Photo Focus line, and I think that Wet n Wild did a really, really good job with these products. So I love all that stuff. Okay, so the next thing that I used a lot was the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I used this, obviously you guys saw for my eye and my crease shade. And then I actually use this to set my eyes and to contour. I actually really like this setting powder. I need to use it more. I think I used it once when I first bought this, but I was so stuck on my Coty Airspun one that I was like, no, nothing can compare to that. But it's actually really nice. It gives me a really nice glow, so I really like it, and I'm gonna use it more. And then this is a really nice contouring palette. I really like it. I think there was something on my brush though when I applied it, because I feel like it gave me kind of like a weird shade right here. But I do think that if you use this, like if you apply too much, it can get patchy. So you just have to be careful with it. But I think it's a really, really good contouring palette, especially for the price. All these things are cheap, honestly. Like everything here was, I think, less than $5. Yeah, everything was less than $5. So that's pretty good. Okay, so the next product that I used was this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the color Mellow Wine. I really, really like this blush. I've never used any blushes from Wet n Wild. They just don't look that appealing to me, especially the package. I mean, I will say that Wet n Wild has pretty cheap packaging, but who cares, because everything is cheap, so I would expect cheap packaging. But this is actually a really, really pretty blush. I really like the color. It's a neutral blush. I'm not a fan of really pink blushes, but this one was really nice. It blended out very pretty. It's $2.97, so I think it's worth it. And then I used the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. Okay, everyone loves this highlighting powder, but I don't love it that much. I don't know why everyone thinks it's like the most amazing thing ever. While I don't think it's terrible, like obviously it works, it's a good highlighter. I just don't understand why everyone loves it so much, because to me, I feel like it gets stuck on a lot of my dry patches, which is, I mean, it's the case for a lot of highlighters. That's why I don't love highlighting so much, because I'm dry skinned. But this one, I mean, feel like I have better highlighters, but it's definitely not bad. And a lot of people really like this. It's really hard to find though, this specific color, Precious Petals. So if you were interested in trying any Wet n Wild highlighters, I would try them. Like I said, a lot of people like them, and I don't think it's bad. I'm not a huge highlighting person, and that one in specific just doesn't do anything for me. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Okay, so what else did I talk about? Okay, so the last two products that I used were the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner and the Wet n Wild Berry Recognized Cat Liquid, or these are the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit lipsticks. So I love this lip liner. These are super, super soft, super, super pigmented. This is in the color Berry or Bear to Comment, and I also got a red one that I've already used, and these are just extremely pigmented. They're super soft. I've used this on its own, so I love these. I think that these are probably my favorite lip liners. I'm not a huge lip liner person, but if I have to use one, those are the ones I'm going to use, and they're like $2. And if you ever go to CVS, sometimes they'll have like buy one, get one 50% off on Wet n Wild. And those are a great thing to buy, because this is like $2 and then you get the other one for like $1.50. Well, I think that's $2.50. I don't know. So anyways, you get it half off. Okay, and then the last thing that I used is this lipstick. So I have used these catsuit lipsticks before. I have a couple, and I do like them. They remind me of the Jeffree Star packaging. I do like them, but the light colors just don't seem to really work for me because they're really patchy. So I do have one called Mocha, I believe, that I really like. It's like a really dark red. And so I picked this color up because I saw on this Instagram page, on this random makeup page, that this was a dupe for one of Jeffree Star's new liquid lipstick in his Christmas collection that I really wanted to try. And so I picked it up. My final thoughts on it are that I don't hate it. I feel like it was really hard to apply, and it's already kind of crumbling up because I think I applied too many layers. But the thing is that you had to apply a lot of layers, because the first layer I applied was really pigmented, but then it oxidized and got like lighter. So then I applied another layer. I mean, these aren't bad. Like I said, they do work very well. They're $5 and they do last a long time, but they do start getting a little crumbly. And then I get like a line right here, which that's like my biggest pet peeve when I wear lipsticks. But yeah, the color's okay. I'm glad I didn't get the Jeffree Star lipstick in this color, because I just think it makes my eyes look really, or my eyes. I just think it makes my teeth look really yellow. So I don't know. I mean, it's okay. I'll probably use it again because it's a perfect color for the holidays. But overall, those are just hit or miss. You have to find a color that works for you and then see if the formula is good. Like I said, the darker colors are better in my opinion. And then the last thing is this Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. I love this setting spray. I'm almost out of it. I think it works great. I love that it makes my makeup last all day long. The spritzer is great. And I think this is like $3 also. The only thing is that I can never find it. Like this one and the Milani one are always hard to find. They're always sold out. So overall, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed filming me doing my makeup using all one brand products, but it was hard. Like I feel like I'm having a really hard makeup day and I just can't wait to take it off because it was rough. My eyeshadow, oof, it looks terrible. So yeah, I think for the most part, everything I used, I liked. Wet n Wild has great products. They're so affordable. There's just some things that I don't like. And I feel like if you're starting your makeup collection, save your money and spend it on like eyeshadows. But some of their face products are amazing and I highly recommend them. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I think the next video I'm gonna do with just using one brand or like a one brand tutorial, I think I wanna do Milani because Milani is one of my favorite drugstore products or brands. And I like a lot of their stuff, but I've never tried their eyeshadows. So I'm like really interested to keep trying drugstore eyeshadows until I find one that is like worth, well, I guess it's cheap, so it would be worth the money. But I just want to find one drugstore eyeshadow that I like. But so far, I've never found one. So yeah, I hope that you guys like this video. Let me know if you like any of these products or if you would like to see me do a different one brand tutorial because I think that I really want to do more. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.